Hey, it's Bilal, and this is Deep Sea, the podcast about seeing the world more deeply. We live in an era that worships the individual superstar, whether in the business world, with people like Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, and Jack Ma, or in culture, think Luke Skywalker, Batman, or anything that features Dwayne the Rock Johnson. It's an alluring idea as it feeds into our deeper psychology, which craves us being the hero that changes the world. And it's reinforced in our consumer society as companies exploit this need to sell us products. But is it true that superstars make the difference? More specifically, should companies focus on hiring stars over picking people with other traits? I have my own startup, MacroHive, and I often think about this. Thankfully, we have an answer. MIT's Alex Pentland has conducted extensive studies on individuals and team dynamics in business settings. He even went so far as attaching devices to people to measure all aspects of their interactions. Devices like sociometric badges, which measures face-to-face interactions, conversational time, and physical proximity. And the punchline was that top-performing teams were those where in meetings each person spoke for an equal amount of time and in general were good at reading each other's social cues. What did not matter was the individual intelligence of each team member. It was the quality of interactions, not the quality of the individuals that mattered. He found 3 additional findings. First, open people and better networks perform best. The most insightful people seek out others with different views and ideas. They then take these ideas, bounce them off everyone they meet, and filter them down to the best ones. The more diverse the network, the better. Not only that, but stars look beyond just doing their part of the team's work. They push the team to jointly own goals and make everyone feel part of something more than their job. The most successful leadership style then is a charismatic connector. They are genuinely interested in everyone and everything. They ask about what's happening in people's lives, how projects are doing, and how they are addressing problems. Second, learning happens socially. The optimal way of learning is to spend 90% of your time finding and copying others who appear to be doing well, and only 10% on individual experimentation and thinking. We are more affected by what our peer community agrees is valuable than our individual rational reflection. Therefore, for habits to change, we need multiple exposures that a new behavior has a good outcome. And who vouches for or is associated with a message is 4 times more influential than the message itself. Third, we should incentivize interactions. It's far better to provide incentives aimed at social interactions, not at changing individual behavior. This has been shown to be 4 times more effective than individual incentives. The biggest focus should be on people with the strongest social ties and most social interactions with others. Also, by adding a social component to performance, for example, a comparison to peer groups, it can be twice as effective than just using an individual incentive alone. Providing visual feedback of interaction patterns also helps. This means getting rid of organizational charts and using interaction maps instead. Of course, there is a dark side to harnessing the social capital of an organization, most notably herding, where social influence overwhelms diversity of views. This needs to be countered by a keen eye on the origin of ideas, discounting common opinions, and keeping track of contrarian ideas. The bottom line is that successful organizations are those that promote healthy interactions, not individuals or specific content. The numbers back this up. Healthy interactions account for half the performance variation between high and low performing groups. So it's time to obsess much less about superstars. Thanks for listening. Please tell a friend about the podcast, leave a rating on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, or wherever you go for your podcasts. You can follow me on Twitter. My handle is @BilalHafiz123. That's @BilalHafiz123. Or you can follow me on Facebook, LinkedIn, or on my blog, bilalhafiz.com. For my research work, you can go to macrohive.com. I'll be back soon, so tune in then.